Hey, this is Buck Bailey. Well, guess what? I'm in your head, and you're also listening to InYourHeadOnline.com. Listen to it, or Buck is going to show you all his stuff.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. How you doing, my man?
Doing fantastic, thanks.
Cool. Tell everybody you can visit your website, thestro.com. You got a lot of stuff going on there on the website.
Oh, yeah, it's got a little bit of everything for the fans to check out. Old new pictures of me, all news, what's happening, the appearances I got coming up. Got chat room there along with message forum. That's pretty much updated pretty regularly. So it's great. Matter of fact, the same people who run my website also run Kevin Nash's.
Oh, really?
Site. So it's kind of cool how we all get to stay in touch that way via internet. So it's kind of cool.
Cool. You friends with Kevin Nash? Or just
I hear from once in a while. You know, I mean, I haven't heard from him in quite a while. But I mean, you know, he's busy with the acting and everything.
Yeah. We were big fans of the chart that he had on TNA last week. I don't know if you saw that or not. Did you see that? I don't know if you watch Impact TNA.
I try to catch it every now and then. You know, when I'm out on the road.
Yeah. I saw on your website that you have a chat room every night after Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a chat so the fans can, express their views or, what happens with, Monday Night Raw and, get a chance to meet people from, across the globe.
That's good. So you're in there yourself?
Yeah, I come in there time to time, pop in and say hello to everybody.
That's cool.
So what's the general consensus from the Stro's fans about the WWE product right now?
Well, it's very interesting. I mean, they're trying. Obviously, they're trying to go new avenues. With the whole resurgence of DX, for example, which possibly could be a good shot in the arm for him, actually, because the fans seem to be starving for it and wanting to see it. So, be interesting to see what happens with that. And you got these new stars emerging, like Spirit Squad and Carlito, who definitely I've been high off since day one. He's definitely. I think he has the it factor, quote unquote, along with guys like Shelton Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see Charlie Haas back in the fold. So I mean, it's good to see some great talent, and I'm glad to see Rob Van Dam back in the swing as well.
Yeah. What do you think about the return of ECW?
Well, a lot depends on the way they carry it. I mean, ECW at one time was very, very hot, and if they let Paul Heyman do his magic, like he can do, along with the guys that helped pave the way, I think it could develop into something special. I mean, a lot depends on the direction.
Yeah. Did you ever think about going to ECW back when it was running?
In fact, at one time I did. And after my WCW contract went out, I gave it some serious consideration. But the way things ended out, both WCW and ECW kind of went by the wayside pretty much about the same time. So
yeah. You think your gimmick would have went over well there?
Who knows? I mean, pro wrestling's a very strange world. So, I mean, you had, I had a very, very interesting character back then when you were with the Maestro, which had this whole split personality thing where I heard bad music and I would go freak out. And it was funny because every time I'd freak out and go to my psycho stage, people would cheer me. Then when I go back to my arrogant, obnoxious Maestro deal, they would boo me. So, it was like a living Sybil, more or less.
Yeah. I think you could have got over there because it could have been like kind of anti a lot of the ECW guys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, what I'm doing now is more of the, I'm going back to my wrestling roots, more or less. I have an extensive wrestling background.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do know, some people don't. But it's like, I'm kind of doing the whole patriotic thing, based on, and paying homage to all the brothers and sisters fighting overseas,
right,
in the Middle East. So
yeah,
paying homage to them. So I've been doing that the past couple of years, and it seems to have gone pretty well. I mean, I've gone pretty much back to my wrestling roots, which it's nice for a change.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's nice to, and it's being accepted quite well. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, you can see the pictures of you under that new gimmick on thestro.com and also on your MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to check those out.
Put on some muscle.
Yeah, look a lot different.
But it's me. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not an imposter.
Yeah, so I mean, I use a lot of submissions, and I'm pretty much I'm a technical wrestler, that's my forte. I'm pretty well-rounded, but technical wrestling, like a lot of guys like Benoit and Rico and so forth. That's my name, Kurt Angle. That's my forte. And my finisher I use right now is called the SBD, which stands for Stro Bear Hug DDT, where I secure the guy in the bear hug position, then I strap straight down to a DDT.
Ah, cool.
I got it from I started watching and studying Otani, Japan. He would do a DDT from a vertical suplex, but I figured with the bear hug I could secure anybody of any size, any weight, drop down. So far it looks, the visual is pretty lethal, but I mean it's pretty effective.
Yeah. What made you decide to get away from the Maestro gimmick?
Well, I just pretty much felt like it ran its course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was time to bring more of myself into my wrestling character. And being I had extensive wrestling background, collegiate background, I want to put more of that emphasis on that, and into my pro wrestling character, and thus you see now with the Stro, which is obviously short for the Maestro more or less, but I mean it's gone over pretty well, and I'm pretty happy about the results and the feedback from the fans.
Yeah. Are you allowed to use the name Maestro if you wanted to? Or is it owned by WWE?
Well, it's funny because I've never really had any heat from the company. Right. But I've just gotten so used to these past few years being called the Stro in my travels, so I just kind of gone with that moniker. Mm-hmm. So. It's kind of funny how things have worked out like that.
Yeah. Well, it said on a website that you quit WCW because they gave the belt to David Arquette. Is that true?
Well, there's a lot of factors that went in. First of all, my 3-year contract was up, and I pretty much saw the writing on the wall when financially the company wasn't doing all that great, and it was a danger of being going under anyway. And you had Eric Bischoff who tried valiantly tried to save the company, by trying to buy it out, but it was just so far into the hole, more or less, and it was pretty much a sad situation. And I kind of wish that, it had kept together more than it did. But, that's the way that things go sometimes. And, Vince pretty much saved the second ship as far as that goes.
Mm. So, who did you prefer working with, Bischoff or Russo?
Bischoff, hands down. I mean, Russo, I'd say his vision was pretty much misunderstood. And I'm sure he had good intentions. It was just, I feel like WCW was pretty much the wrong platform to try him on. Yeah. Because it was a whole new breed of animal compared to, with WWE and everything.
Yeah.
Now, when you first went into WCW, were there any gimmicks suggested for you that didn't get onto television?
Actually, when I first got into WCW, I was using the Gorgeous George moniker, which out for years I was Gorgeous George III, paying homage to the original, who was my granduncle years ago. And my grandfather used to be amateur boxing buddies at the time, and I was just paying respect to him with the character. And so after a year being with the company, creatively, they, out of the blue, the Gorgeous George name was given to Randy Savage's girlfriend / valet. Mm-hmm. And perplexed me to a sense, but then I had to meet with Eric. We talked and worked things out. And at the time, musical characters were the in thing. Before, it was all the martial arts characters like Mortis and Wrath and Glacier. And then you have, the musical characters are in like Demon and artists formerly known as Prince Iakea and all that. And so the Maestro came about, where Maestro was a throwback from the old Gorgeous George character, more of a musical fantasy operas type twist, which really I didn't think the true origin of the character didn't play out until like later on my WCW run, like Feuds with the Cat and Buck Bagwell.
You get a question from the board, Andrew?
Buck, he wants to know, what did you think of your angle with David Flair?
Well, actually, the angle with David at the time, it was supposed to be, it was leading up to something bigger, actually, in a way, per se, with, the Ric Flairs of the WCW and so forth, but just like a lot of potentially great stories that were were going to play out, didn't, because the fact that our bosses changed from week to week, it seemed like, in a sense. So, I mean, the stuff that was going to transpire never really got a chance to transpire. So a lot of us, a lot of the great talented guys in WCW time, which I felt had one time had some of the best talent in the entire world, we'd all try to make an omelet of a few eggs. So,
were you happy the way you were pushed in WCW?
Yes, I do in a way, because the fact that I left the company still when I was somewhat strong.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of companies, they, not a lot of them, well, some of them rather, you see a guy that has the reputation, has a good, decent reputation, then kind of dwindles down towards the end of the run, right? Whereas the Maestro pretty much kept a steady pace right up to the end. So I mean, I was pretty happy the way they left. Even though it was abrupt, I was still happy. That I still stayed somewhat of a strong character.
Yeah. What did you think about working with Ernest Miller in the James Brown angle?
Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, our feud wasn't meant to have, I guess, wrestling classics.
Right.
The entertainment factor in itself, a lot of attention, especially with throwing in a legendary entertainer like James Brown to the fold. I mean, it worked. I mean, it was a talked about feud for quite a while.
You think it's good in wrestling to kind of bring back a lot of the entertaining gimmicks? You think that's something that's been missing? Oh,
definitely. I mean, there can be never enough entertainment. I mean, quote unquote true entertainment. Like, the fact is, I think Mick Foley said it best. I read in one of his interviews, the fact that, it's good to have your diversity, especially for your wrestling TV. I mean, your great technical wrestling matches, your entertainment factor. I mean, you want to sit down and be entertained on all realms. So, I think entertainment is very important.
Yeah. You have another question there, Barb?
Givery Mouther, he wants to know, can you really play the piano?
Yes, I can. Matter of fact, Jimmy Hart wrote me the sheet music for my theme music song, right?
All right.
And, it was like, and during the times of Nitro, I'd come down from the platform, and it was pretty scary looking down, and because Sting and I were the only two coming down from the rafters since the unfortunate passing of Owen Hart, who was who I owed a lot of respect to, and it really broke my heart to see him pass away like it did, because I thought the world of Owen, and which Brett, I talked that with Brett a few times when I was there, but it was the fact that which I was really glad Brett didn't have a problem with me doing the entrance for that, because if he did, there was no way I would have gone through with it. I had respect for Owen, but the fact that had to bang on the piano to get voice, because the crowd noise was so deafening at the time, and they would pack 15 to 20,000 people every night on Nitro, Monday night. So it was what a task.
Did you ever think WCW would be would go out of business, be sold? Because you were there when it was pretty popular.
Yeah, I think if they hadn't gone out of business, I think they'd be stronger, if not even stronger today. Because at one time, WCW was on top of the world.
Yeah.
And had the best talent in the entire world. I mean, you had all the great the luchadors and cruiserweights the first hour and a half, and then the last hour and a half, you have all the great and legendary heavyweights. So, I mean, it was a great combination. It drew big ratings and made a lot of money.
Yeah. Were you surprised when WWE bought it?
Not really. Not really, because, a lot of us saw the writing on the wall to begin with, and like I said, WWE just came in and pretty much saved the sinking ship.
Yeah.
Because it was going down anyway, regardless of whether WWE would have bought them out or not.
Yeah. Go13 here in our chat room. He wants to know what you thought of some of the other musical characters like Master P and the No Limit Soldiers.
Well, they had their place, more or less, and I think they could have done a lot more with them what they did, and especially with the whole cowboy deal with they had one time Barry Windham, Bob Johnson Jr.
The Rednecks.
Yeah,
West Texas Rednecks. Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
They're pretty entertaining. They could have done a lot more, those guys, I thought.
Yeah, they definitely should have turned them babyface, because they were really over it.
Yeah, the fans turned them babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, because they were getting cheers. They're doing their whole rap is crap thing. Yet the people are loving it.
Yeah. I think it was probably a lot to do with because it was down south, you think?
Well, the thing is I've learned over the years, you know, and I've been in the business now for over 17 years, and the thing I've learned is never insult your audience.
Right.
You know, and again, especially now we live in the information age where everybody's looking for anything and everything from behind the scenes stuff to whatever. You know, we have to, you know, as wrestlers, we have to work even harder to make our craft more solid and believable to the people and to keep them coming back. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like you know, you have to respect the fans. I mean, if you don't respect the fans, then, you know, obviously you're not going to watch. Yeah.
You think that's something they need to do more, listen to the audience? Because, like those guys, like we said, they're really getting over with the fans, even though they're supposed to be heels. They probably should just listen to them and turn them babyface instead of just trying to keep them heels and then pretty much ending the whole gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if the chair's not broken, why fix it?
Right.
So, I mean, it you know, and the thing is, you know, it's just like a buddy of mine has told me a while back, Jake Roberts, you know, he always stressed less is more. You know what I mean? And, you know, the little things is, you know, what you got to really strive to perfect. And as far as, you know, you pretty much know, you know, and the crowds are different from, you know, per se, from town to town, more or less, what they want to see. And you got to, the thing is, you know, as a wrestler, you have to, you know, to play off each of their interests, you know what I mean? Because some of the fans like technical wrestling, some fans like the brawling, some like the luchador style. They're different wherever you go, but you know, if you know how to pertain to each type of wrestling fan, then, you know, that's where you really master your craft. I mean, you had a guy like years ago, like Ric Flair, who would get in there with guys like from Road Warrior Hawk to Ron Garvin to Dusty Rhodes, the Magnum TA, and different styles, but he knew how to wrestle with each different style and make it work. So, I mean,
definitely. I saw on your website that you have a wrestling school.
Yes, I did, in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
How's that going?
Going great. I got my graduates doing really well right now. A couple of guys I mentioned on the air, Casey McKnight, who recently last year had a WWE tryout. He's doing very well. Very technically sound, big Bret Hart fan. Eric the Red Bull, who's a former power lifter, very strong guy. D.A. Hampton, who has a background in martial arts and served in the armed forces, as well as my other graduate, Jay Steele, who also has a background in martial arts and served in the armed forces. Queen of Pain, Nadia, who is a very astute student of the Japanese style of wrestling, and a very strong gal as well. So, I mean, I've been very blessed. Those are just some of the great graduates I've had through the school. So it's going pretty well. And the website to check, you can go directly to the Stro School of Wrestling link on the Stro.com from the phone.
Yeah. Are you, do you train the people yourself?
Yes, I do. I'm training and also get some of the guys that come in and spar from out of town and overseas. Just out as well. I get guys from, you know, across the country, sometimes like Mexico and Europe. So it's you know, don't only learn from me, they learn from other styles, which I feel is very important.
Yeah.
You have to learn from different styles nowadays.
You think that's harder to do now? It's harder to do now, you think, to learn the different styles, since there's not like a lot of territories to go to?
Yeah, pro wrestling's so demanding. It's like, you know, you have to learn the entertainment aspect now, as well as knowing how to conduct yourself publicly, knowing how to do interviews, as well as knowing how to perform in the ring. So, I mean, you have to cover the complete package, you know, I mean, to be a success.
Right. I also read that you were trained by Ivan Koloff, Gene Anderson, and Nelson Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you always hear a lot of stories about the Andersons, you know, like stretching guys. Anything like that happen to you?
Well, luckily I was like a lot of us starting the business. You know, we knew to keep our mouths shut and listen.
Right.
Because, you know, I mean, their reputation preceded them, you know, back then. So, I mean, but the fact that, you know, they were hard on us and everything, but we learned to appreciate that, and we respected that, and the fact that, you know, like to this day, I can't thank those guys enough for showing me what they did.
Yeah.
And that paid me for what they had, because if they hadn't, I would no way near be where I'm at today.
You were, since you were trained by like those old school guys, what did you think about Tough Enough?
Well, it was nice to, you know, for some of the public to see the grueling training that wrestlers do go through.
Yeah.
More or less, you know, it's in a way it was a positive. And so, I mean, but at the same time, you know, as brutal as it looks on TV, it's twice as brutal in real life. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was good in a way to the public to at least get a dose of, you know, what it's like when we train to be in the business, because this is a tough business, and it's just like any other business. You got to have a passion for it. Either it's there or it's not. You know what I mean?
You didn't see it like anybody like taking the easy way out into the business.
Well, there's really no easy way out to take in this business. I mean, guys have tried, gals have tried, but I mean, bottom line is we all have to work hard. I mean, pro wrestling is a 365-day-a-year deal. I mean, there's no time off. It's not a seasonal thing. I mean, there's no shortcuts in ways out of it. We have to constantly perfect our craft. I mean, even guys with the big contracts, they're with the big companies, they're in that ring before the shows and getting themselves in ring shape and conditioning. I mean, it's a constant thing, male and female, and we all have to work hard. I mean, it's hard work, but, persistency does pay off, so, I mean, it's just like chipping away in a rock. Eventually that rock will crumble, and that's pretty much what we do.
Yeah. Someone here in our chat room, Jobber to the Stars, wants to know if you have any good rib stories.
Rib? Oh, I'll tell you about the old Jake Roberts story I had.
Okay.
We were in Mexico. We were flying, I think, back from Acapulco, back to Mexico City, and this is back when I had longer hair, the whole white hair, I was towards the George thing, right? We were tagging in Mexico. We're getting right for the Triple Mania pay-per-view, which was the big 8-man tag. Of course, we were part of the bad guy team, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And but we're coming back from the plane, right?
Right.
And Jake ties the back of my hair to the airplane seat where I couldn't move my head. And I'm like, okay, Jake, I'm going to get you. Right? He's like laughing, So he falls asleep. I mean, the plane landed, right? And his briefcase was open, the Snickers bar was hanging out, and the fold-out table was down with its drink, right?
Uh-huh.
So I go over there, take his Snickers bar, and say, Jake, wake up, he landed. He wakes up, spills the drink all over him, right? He looks up at me, I grab his Snickers bar, takes a bite, and take off down the aisle. So he's chasing after me down the aisle of this plane. Now realizing the movie projectors at the top of the plane were still down. Mm-hmm. So he bumps he's 6'6", right?
Yeah, they do.
He bumps his head against the movie projector, cuts a flip, takes a fall in the freaking aisle, bumps his head on the floor, right? I'm like laughing so hard. I mean, I couldn't think I'm holding my ribs, laughing like crazy. I mean, he's getting up laughing like he just couldn't believe he just did that. Straight out of the Keystone Cops episode. I mean,
right. Did he get you back for that one?
Yeah. Well, we would rip each other off and on constantly, man. The whole time we were in Mexico, man, it was crazy. But it was a great time.
Yeah. You got any other good road stories?
Oh, well, there was one. Matter of fact, Terry Funk. Terry Funk was doing his interview with, we're down in San Francisco doing the football pay-per-view. And I was waiting for them to do my interview on the cap, and Terry was doing his interview with Dustin, talking about his match coming with Flair. Well, he had this trash bag, and no one knew what was in the trash bag. So when he did his interview, he breaks out a dead chicken from the trash bag. And he says, he starts looking at the chicken and says, "You see this chicken? I shall compare its anatomy to that of one Ric Flair. See these skinny legs? These are the legs of Ric Flair. See this neck? This is the pencil neck of Ric Flair. See this beak? This is the schnoz of Ric Flair. And I'm going to take Ric Flair and I'm going to whip him like the dog that he is." And starts throwing the chicken on the floor, right?
Uh-huh.
Dustin falls out laughing. The cameraman's shaking. I spit up my drink. We're all like, the whole place is falling out laughing, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, later on, I come back to the hotel, and the bellboys running around the parking lot with that same trash bag. And I'm like, "Hey, kid, man, what's wrong with you?" And he said, "This old man gave me this dead chicken. I don't know what to do with it." So, I mean, you can't help but think it was Perry. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, it was hysterical, man. I'm telling you, the whole place is so out.
You got a question from the board, Inchman?
Hambone, he wants to know, why don't you bleach your hair anymore?
Well, that's for a different time. That was for a local Maestro. What you see now is pretty much my natural deal. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny because I look younger now. When I was a Maestro, I guess because of the whole white hair thing. I don't know.
Right.
But, who knows? I might go back to that phase. We all revolve our characters.
Right.
And personas. So who knows where I'll be in 10 years?
Are you really related to Gorgeous George?
Yes, he was my granduncle.
Cool.
Yeah, him and my grandfather used to be amateur boxing buddies.
Yeah.
So,
You think WWE will ever induct him into the Hall of Fame?
I would hope so. I mean, there's a lot of guys that really deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really hope they induct Owen, too, as well.
Mm.
So, I mean, but, I was pretty happy with inductions this year. It was really cool and classy of them to induct Brandon this year, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Along with Sherry Martel, Tony Atlas, Bobby Heenan from a while back, and Gene Oakland, the Blackjacks.
Another question there, Barbie?
One of our fans, Finley Effect, wants to know, what do you think of Fit Finley?
I have all the respect in the world for Fit Finley. Matter of fact, Fit, Regal, Taylor, myself, we used to train there at the power plant and at WCW events, and we got to be good friends, and we all have similar styles as far as technical wrestling goes and everything. It was just amazing to watch them, and I mean they have counters in so many different wrestling holds. It's for fluid perpetual motion, and the matches they had were stellar as far as technical wrestling goes, and see him come back and perform at peak level like he has. I mean, it's amazing. Just like watching Flair now, it's just never cease to just say how much these guys amaze you to watch, and the fact that they can wrestle better than guys 20 years younger than they are. So I mean, it's I have all the respect and more for Finley, and I learned a lot from the guy, and I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah, Jobber here in our message board, our chat room, he wants to know if you have any stories you'd like to tell about Eddie Guerrero.
Well, Eddie and his family are really good friends of mine, and in fact, by them praying with me before matches there in WCW and all that, it inspired me a lot, because I was going through a bad time. Ironically, myself when I went to WCW, because my ex-girlfriend passed away from a brain aneurysm, which took me a while to get over. But the fact that they were there praying with me before matches, and everything, the Hector and Chavo and Eddie, and seeing Eddie, just buckle down and have stellar matches, and to come back from what he came back from. I mean, it was, it's something that will always inspire me. No matter how things get down for me, I always remember the fact that, Eddie, look what Eddie did. I mean, last years of his life were his most successful, and it's because of the fact that, he buckled down and straightened up and achieved his highest success ever. So, I mean, you can't help but be inspired by Eddie Guerrero.
Definitely. Do you think it's good for wrestling if they stick to the drug test?
Well, if they're sincere about it, yes. Because the fact that our bodies are our product, and if we abuse our bodies, then how can we perform? And it's like, we only have one life to live, so we got to make the most of it and take care of ourselves. And because a lot of us are just are leaving us just because of stuff that could be straightened out, could be helped. So I mean, it's like you got to take care of your body, you got to take care of your mind and spirit as well.
Right. You think they'll be legit?
I hope so. I really do. I really do, because like I was stating before, we need to take care of ourselves, and with anything in life. So I mean, and especially with this as physical this business is, it's so important to take care of your body.
Have you ever talked about going to the WWE?
Well, I've always kept the option open, as well as TNA, and I do have friends with both that I can touch with from time to time. So, I mean, it's, as far as this goes now, there's nothing concrete right now, as of now, with either one. But, you know, as the saying goes, never say never. So, I mean, you know, I do feel like I have a pretty decent relationship with both. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Are you surprised that TNA, you know, has made it this long and now it's got a TV deal?
Well, in a way, I'm happy that they are being successful. I just hope more places pop up and enjoy that same success. I mean, competition is very much needed nowadays.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
definitely.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. Before I let you go, is there anything you want to tell your fans out there?
Well, thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot. And, you know, I really appreciate each and last one of you. And keep, you know, supporting me. If you see me in town, come on and check me out. Stro.com, so you'll see all the information on me, where I'll be at, etc. And, you know, appreciate your support very much. And thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming on here.
Same here. And thank you guys for having me. And a couple of dates I'll let you know I got coming up.
Yeah, we'll put them up on the board. Okay.
Okay.
You go on.
Friday I'll be in Clinton, North Carolina, HPW Arena, off of 324 Lisbon Street. There at Clinton, North Carolina. And a couple of big dates I got coming up. June 4th, I'll be in Aden, North Carolina, taking on Barbarian in the Falls Count Anywhere match. And June 21st and June 22nd, I'll be in Beulahville, North Carolina, and Goldsboro, North Carolina. Beulahville, I'll be at the Community Center, bell time 7:30. And the next day, I'll be in Goldsboro at the Seymour Johnson Air Force Base NCO Center. Bell time for that 5 p.m. And for more information, just go to Stro.com and either check out the appearance section or the forum section for more information.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Love you on Good Sometime if you want.
This is Goldberg. Buy my clothing line at BillGoldberg.com. And oh, by the way, listen to InYourHeadOnline.com or